There you go. This meeting is being recorded. People are just going to come in. We're still a minute early, so we're all right there. We'll just let the people come and join the room. Did you enjoy that music there? The Come Alive. I absolutely love it myself because it really is come alive. Dream with your eyes wide open. You see, don't you ever notice just how asleep people are? I mean, you only have to go to London, don't you, and watch people on the tube, and they're asleep. They sort of crawl out of bed. You do the same thing. You get on the tube, and then they go to work. Some people have been in a job for 30 years doing that. Some people 40 years doing that, doing the same thing day in, day out, day in, day out, thinking that that's life and that's living. I really want to show you that there's absolutely so much more that you could actually be doing with your life, and it can just take a little change of your perception. And that's what we're going to do today. But first of all, what I want to show you, and it's come from somebody else, so there's no names attached to this. I want to share you something on hang on a minute. Show you something in a minute. So whenever I ask for some people to, share their happiness wheels, so literally we have had some people who have shared their happiness wheel with us, which is absolutely wonderful. And I'm sharing one of them today. And so you won't know who it belongs to, but the person who's actually the happiness wheel it is, you will actually know who it is. And I just want to share that along with you. So, did you do your dreaming last night? That's one of the key things. Did you do your dreaming? Did you literally go through and think about your happiness wheel and actually decide what you want to increase in your life? Did you do that? Who wants to admit? Because I asked you all to put something on the screen and we got some people back. But I know that there's more of you who've been watching this. And so you're going to be watching the replay as well. So hashtag replay for anybody who's watching this on the replay. I want to see your goals. I want to see, I am so happy and grateful now that. So here's one of the happiness wheels that I want to share with you. And let's just have a look at it. And I loved how this person did it. So that's why I'm sharing yours. Nobody else knows this except the person who shared this with me. So what have we got here? Is this how you want to spend your life? Now, when I did mine, I was more or less the same. I was more or less the same as this. Now, what I want to ask you is just like a few questions. What's the cost to you staying here? That you're thinking that maybe some things are only 5 out of 10. That some things are even 0 out of 10. What does it cost you? And then maybe you're thinking, maybe your paradigms have come up. We talked about paradigms yesterday, which is just your program and which is just a belief that you've thought over and over and over again, that it's become habitual. And now maybe you're thinking, well, you can't have happiness in every area of your life, Sheena. Why not? Who said? Who said I couldn't have these all 10 out of 10? Who said I couldn't do that? Who said that it had to be, well, I'll work on this one now, I'll work on this one then, and then, in 3 months' time, I'll work on this one, and in a year's time, I'll do that one. And when I retire, well, then I'll do that one. Who said that you had to wait for anything? But Sheena, you've got to get real. I've had them all. Remember what I said reality is. Reality is evidence of past thinking. That's it. So don't get real unless you like what you're seeing outside. But remember, it's evidence of past thinking again. Yeah? It's just evidence of past thinking. So how much is it costing you to stay here in your health? How much is it costing you to stay here in terms of your business? And what about just enjoying life? How long have you lived like this? Now I know that other ones that I got weren't quite as high as this one. But how long have you lived feeling like this? Let today, you make a decision today to end this right now. Just end it. But I want to give you a little trick to make this even better right here, right now. I want you to think that all of these are 10 out of 10. I want you to think of complete and utter gratitude. I am so happy and grateful now my business has taken off and it is just fulfilling me on a daily basis. I am so happy and grateful now. My finances are exactly where I want them to be. Money is flowing to me from multiple streams, increasing in amounts in a continuous way. I am so happy and grateful now that my romance is blossoming and I have the person of my dreams, my soulmate, living with me in all that I do. I am so happy and grateful. My health is the best it has been in years. Can you go to that place in gratitude no matter where you are right now and just look at everything in your life as it is right now? As it is right now. Remember, Monday was all about acknowledging and accepting. So you've acknowledged where you are. I want you to now accept that actually this is just the perfect place for you. And that you are in the best place ever. Can you do that? Feel into that gratitude. Feel into it. That is where magic can be. If you look at any area of your life and you feel a discord, it's not the life that's feeling the discord, it's you. And you can turn it round in an instant. Aren't you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Gratitude. Be grateful for the couch that you're sitting on, for the cup of tea you've had in your hand, for all the relationships you've had that maybe didn't work out, but you've learned something new about yourself, for the money that you've spent and the value you got for that money. Wow. Imagine just living life just on that gratitude. Gratitude. I mean, because today, so Monday was all about acknowledging and accepting. And I said to you that it's not who you think you are that holds you back, it's who you think you're not. And we're going to touch more on that today. Monday, acknowledging that you've got some beliefs going on that are not serving you. And you know them, you can see them. They're not serving you, but we still hold on to them, don't we? It's like they're taking over. It's like they've become the master. I mean, who is your master in your life anyway? Money? Your job? Food? Wine? Your family? Your dog? Who's controlling you? Who do you keep reacting to? What do you keep reacting to? Because that's your master. Doesn't it say it in the Bible, you cannot have two masters? Who are you serving? So talking about beliefs, Monday was, I wanted to disrupt some of your beliefs, especially whenever I said, you know, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. And that was just about how we even treat money. That we would give, we've got £20 in our pocket and we give the poor, you know, the homeless guy just the change. He's not worth giving 20 quid to, is he? Or, you know, you go to the market and then you haggle over something and you get the price down by 50%, so you feel really good. I mean, you wouldn't like anybody to do that to you, would you? But it seems to be fun the other way around, isn't it? And then you go to the fancy restaurant and you tip them 10%. That's no problem, because that's what you do. Look at those three different ways that you've treated money. So you want to ask yourself, is money your master? Or is money your friend? Or are you the master of money? Just look at how your life is going and acknowledge and accept where you are, but accept as well that you can be the master. And we think in secret and it comes to pass. Environment is but our looking glass. You don't like what you see out there and you comment on it and you judge it and you think it's nothing to do with you. And it is everything to do with you. And I say this with a big smile on my face because I know what I've been through, thinking that things were nothing to do with me. Thinking that when my clients come to me with a problem, that it's nothing to do with me, when it's my problem anyway. I just didn't see it until my client came and spoke about it. And then I went, oh, that's me. Oh, I hadn't quite seen that. Thank you. I should be paying my clients. That's not going to happen. Don't even start that. So acknowledging and accepting where we are just takes away the resistance. Yes, Adelera, circumstances, I make them. Funny enough, I was talking to somebody today about creating his own economy. Yes, but Kim, the reply. Yes, but. And then this story pops out. How many excuses have you got in the way of your results? How many excuses? Yes, but if it wasn't because of, if only this. By the way, in Think and Grow Rich, in the last chapter, there's 50 if onlys. So go and get Think and Grow Rich and have a look at all the 50 if onlys that people have said, and just tick off how many you've actually said that. If only this hadn't happened to me, if only that hadn't happened to me, if only I lived in a more affluent area. If only, if only, if only. Well, you see, they're actually serving us those excuses, because at least you can turn around and say to somebody, well, I tried. Do you know what trying is? When you say to me, I'll try to make it, Sheena. I'll try to get back to you, Sheena. I mean, I don't say anything to you anymore. I just go, that person's not coming back. You may as well just tell me the truth. You have no intention of getting on the webinar, but you guys, we're all wonderful, but you got on here. But that's what, if anybody says to you, I'll try, I just smile and I just like laugh. Whatever, you're not coming. You don't try to pick up this phone, do you? You didn't try to get on Zoom. You got on Zoom because you've made a decision. You're watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on LinkedIn. You made a decision to be on here. So stop trying to do anything. And as soon as you find the excuse, do you know, it was Peggy McCall said that to me. She said, make excuses, Sheena, or make money. And I went, oh God, I can't say anything now. I can't say a thing. It stopped me in my tracks. So I'm wanting to stop you in your tracks and challenge you. Make excuses or make money. That's it. End of story. End of story. And you know what's beautiful is that everything we have is just a story. It's a story you're telling me. Whenever you get on a call with me and you tell me your story, you'll notice that I will cut you short. Has anybody listened to Abraham Hicks? Because she's like 16 seconds, well, 17 seconds, and that's it. You've just dive bombed another vibration of the same quality. And if you're talking about your problems, I don't want to understand your problems. All I see is a story. I actually do see your greatness, and I can sit back and look at you with complete love, absolute love and wonder that you can't see how amazing you are. And you've had glimpses of it. You've had glimpses of your own beauty. So that's why day 2 then was all about your goals and about focusing on what you want. But be specific. Take your annual salary and make it monthly. Just do it. My goodness, what could you have? How would you live? I want you to raise your energy and feel how amazing that, just like, oh, wow. Rather than, if you want to think of millions, think of millions if it absolutely puts a smile on your face. But, I've just been talking to somebody and they said, like, well, currently earning 3. And, I says, well, let's earn 36 a month. It'd not be much better. I'd be taking your annual salary and making it monthly. Wow. That feels good, doesn't it? Because here's the thing, if I was to say, okay, well, instead of 3,000, let's make 6,000. Oh my goodness, it feels like hard work. Sheena, it's so much hard work earning 3,000, never mind earning 6,000. But that's hard work. I don't want to work hard for £6,000. I want to have fun for 36. Now, here's the thing. I want to tell you a wee story, actually. It was about my mum and what my mum said to me when I was younger. For some reason, 8 years old always seems to be the memories. She must have been having a difficult time. And she just put her face right in my face, her eyes popping out her head, her teeth almost coming out. And she said, I don't care if you grow up hating me, but you will grow up good. Like more or less spitting in my face. Now, even at that young age, I thought, why would you say that to anybody? Even your daughter, why would you speak like that? From that moment on, I decided that whatever my mum did, I was doing the opposite, because she didn't seem to be a happy person and I just wanted to be happy, which causes its own sets of problems, that when you start ignoring everything and you just concentrate on the happy. But here's the thing. What effect did that have on me in life? So, when I said I lost everything, here's another little bit to the story, because actually, and you've all done it yourself, you've brought yourself to where you are now because you decided that it would serve you in some way, maybe subconsciously or consciously. You knew it would serve you in some way to be where you are right now, to learn what you need to learn. So before I ended up in Manchester, I actually went from North Wales to Chester. And I thought that if I could lock myself in this, it was a nice barn conversion. It was a 2-bedroom barn conversion in Chester. I thought if I put myself there and had no distractions, that I would be able to get results. So one by one, all my animals got sold, which broke my heart. But I couldn't face it. I couldn't face the emotions that were coming from that. So even my dogs, who I absolutely, I can feel Princey coming through now, who I absolutely love no end. I am a complete and utter animal person. I sent them all away, including my kids. I did that. I did it thinking that if I could just put my head down and work really hard, that I would get results. Do you know where that came from? Because my mum used to do that to me for the 11 plus. She'd put me in a room and she would make me do the 11 plus until I got 100%. I had paper after paper after paper for, for a whole year, doing the 11 plus till I would get 100% in a test. Then I could come out of the room. Do you see the effect that we have on ourselves? That I actually punished myself. So what happened in that 6 months was it just literally went from there to hit the floor, bit by bit, bit by bit. What are you doing to yourself that you think is normal behavior, that you think is the right way to do something. Because let me tell you, if you're unhappy now and you're working really hard to have happy results, you won't get them. You will not get them. You be happy now, then you will have happy results. That's the way it works. Please remember this for everything else that I've said. No matter what, you be happy now. No matter what, you deserve happiness. You deserve fun. No matter how much money you've brought in, no matter how many times you've let somebody down, you deserve to be happy right here, right now, regardless. And that is what's going to get you results. I promise. But you don't believe me because your paradigms have got such a freaking hold on you that can't be that easy, Sheena. It can't be that easy. I know I have to remind myself. My mum always said to me, you're having too much fun. Get back to work. So every time we have too much fun, we always seem to come down, don't we? Well, that's it. There you go. I'm sure we've all had similar sorts of things there. So today is all about, so we've done acknowledging and accepting. That was Monday. Yesterday was all about attention. Where's your goals going? And about the paradigms, because you want to be paying attention to them. You don't want to be ignoring them. You want to deal with them, acknowledge and accept your paradigms, because then you want to be switching them and putting your attention on what you want. So today's lesson is literally all about our self-image. So if there's one thing that's going to get you results, it's what are you identifying with? Your results tell the truth. That's it. Your results are always telling the truth. What are you identifying with? If you want to know what your beliefs are, then you just take a good look at your results. There's your beliefs. They're staring you right in the face. Results always tell the truth. What are your results telling you? What are you identifying with? Are you identifying with your problems? I remember being like that too. I really did stop that one. I thought that if I told you all my trials and tribulations before I did anything, that it would give me the excuse then if I didn't perform so well, then, it didn't really matter because bless Sheena, she's been through all that beforehand. No, 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 no. You don't walk into a meeting and say like, oh, I'm really sorry I'm late. Oh, it was because of the traffic. Well, you know what? You should have got up earlier and you should have just got there on time. Stop making excuses for your results right now as well. Your results are not lying. They're telling you what your beliefs are. And you know what? By saying that, oh, in 3 months, it'll be sorted. When I'm 50, it'll be sorted. When I'm 60, it'll be sorted. You know what? It won't be sorted. What did Catherine say to us yesterday on the live? She said that when she was earning 100 grand, she was in debt. When she was earning 200 grand, she was in debt. She thought the money was going to solve the problem, and it didn't. So what are your results telling you? Who's going to be honest and put it in the chat? What are your results telling you about your beliefs? They're staring you right in the face. But there is good news. You may not like what you see, but there is good news. You can turn it all around now, right here, right now. The power is in the now. Your point of power is in the present. 100%. Your point of power is in the present moment now. This now is creating the next now. Let me say that again, and please write this down. This now creates the next now. So you decide in this now so that it happens in the next now. If you say, well, I can't because, well, then you just created the next now with an I can't because. If you say in this now, well, I'll do it in 3 months' time, well, then guess what? The next now is I'll do it in 3 months' time. So in 3 months' time, the next now will be 3 months' time. If you keep saying, I'll do it when, I've just got to sort this out, it never gets sorted out. The universe will find you some other excuse. So quit with the excuses. This is a right little punch in the face today, isn't it? It does get better, I promise. I really do, because I love you. So there's two ways to get rid of a paradigm. One is constant spaced repetition. So you're going to have to find that old statement and turn it right the way around into a new statement. I mean, there is a bit more science behind it than just that. So if they haven't worked for you before, I know why. But I can't go into it now. We haven't got that time here. I'm here to give you some quick things to just to shift yourself at least one level up. I'm not going to take you the whole way there in 1 week, am I? But we can take you at least to the next level, that you can stay on that next level, and a personal experience of an emotional impact. You're not going to change your paradigms other way. And we know how to do that. Because as I said before, these paradigms are pesky little things. They're sitting down here in the background and they are digging away at you. You are only as strong as your weakest point. And if you choose to ignore the weakest point, which is what I did. So remember, I was up here at the front, building up here. And I'm sort of going up and down here. Yes, no, yes, no. And then there's those paradigms that I couldn't see. Those beliefs that were so deep rooted that formed the habit of Sheena. She couldn't see them. But we can get there. This is the only work that gets there. I can tell you that because I've done probably most of the programs, and I know and I see and I listen to other programs and they deal with this bit here. This bit will come and bite you on the bum. Deal with it now. Choose now to deal with it. So I spoke to you before about identity. So the image, hold the image of the person you want to become. Who is that? You know, I had things that I wanted to be like the girl from Legally Blonde. So I wanted to be in a suit, and I had a white chihuahua and I had the nice car, I had the qualifications, and yeah, basically did it. It was 10 years later before somebody said to me, Sheena, you do realize that you are the person you always wanted to be? And I went, oh yeah, so I am. I've done it again by living in Cheshire. But let me tell you, it's not going to be 10 years this time. It only took me a few months to realize, oh, I am the person I wanted to be. I'm doing all the activities that I wanted to do and be. So I'm doing that. So I'm upgrading again. And it's funny, every time you upgrade yourself, it's like you're starting again. But I've got a process that I go through that makes sure, right, I know what to do this time, and I'm getting quicker and quicker and quicker at it. So the results are getting quicker. No more waiting for 10 years. You've waited long enough, haven't you? Tell me now that you've waited long enough. I want to see all the yeses in there, that you have waited long enough and the time is now. I mean, unless you want to wait a bit longer, it's just costing you more money. Because if you don't change anything, you're going to go round and round in circles. Do I get yeses? Do I get thumbs up? Do I get hearts that yes, the time is now? Yes, yes, yes. On Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, wherever you're watching this, hashtag replay. The time is now. I drew this before. I've now got a proper little picture. So we think, we feel, and then we take action. But how many times do we just action, busy, busy, busy? Well, whatever we're giving out to the universe is coming right back at us. We think in secret and it comes to pass. Environment is but our looking glass. Please remember that. If you don't like what you see, you're going to have to find a new thought. The previous thought isn't serving you. Find the new thought. And that comes from the bait of what you want. You see, I don't need to look at anything now. I don't need to look at anything outside. There is no outside, but that's a whole other story. Because I practice the feelings on the inside so much. I did not want to rely. If I rely on anything on the outside to make me feel happy, then I will also be relying on the outside to make me sad. And you know what? I got fed up of being sad. I got fed up of fighting myself. Who's fighting themselves? Do you not feel like that sometimes, that your day is just a fight with yourself? I mean, you think it's the outside things, but you're actually only fighting yourself. You don't like your job? Well, the job's a job. You're only fighting yourself. You don't like your bank account statement? Well, it's a bank account statement. You're fighting yourself. You don't like that person who spoke to you a different way or whatever way? Well, you're not fighting them. You're fighting yourself. I'm sick of fighting myself. I want to see the shiny, bright Sheena inside me, and I'm recognizing her more and more. But here's the thing. As Bob Proctor says, he's only scratching the surface. We're only scratching the surface just to get glimpses of that genius inside. Because we've got so much going on the outside. We're listening. We've got ways and means to help you stop this. I'd need to have you with me for 6 months to go through what I know. And even then, we would only still be scratching the surface, but my goodness, would you have come a long way. Imagine in 6 months' time, if you could get rid of all of those and at least understand them and start to make friends with them and see that. Imagine if you could clear all the crap. What are you capable of? Well, I mean, what do you think is holding you back right now? Answer me that question. What do you think is holding you back right now? Answer is on a postcard. What's holding you back? No longer. No longer. So, hang on. This is what I wanted. I had a little slide going a bit too early there. So what we've got here is there's an instrument inside you, and you've got like a level. So this is why I ask you people, whenever you come to me and I ask you about what's your current salary, because that's a marker as to where your paradigm is. Because if you tell me that you're earning 30,000 a year, well, then that's because you know how to make 30,000 a year. But if I say to you about earning, 500,000 a year, it's only because you're not aware of how to make 500 million a year, 500 million, 500,000 a year, or 500 million. You're just not aware of it. So your paradigm is telling me that you're at 30,000. That's your indicator. That's why I asked the question. It is of no consequence to me as that you think that I'm trying to find out maybe, do they have enough money to pay for my program? Because as Catherine said, you could be on 200,000 and be in debt. So when I started to work with Bob Proctor, I was 70K in debt. Minus 2.5 in my bank account. And I said yes to a 30K program. Yep. I said yes to 30,000 program. And I found the money. And then people say, well, how did you find the money? And I go, you know what? How I found the money is not the same way as you're going to find the money. I made a decision. That's how I found the money. So don't you tell me that you haven't got money to do whatever it is that you want to do. What you haven't got is you didn't make the decision, and what you haven't got is that why isn't deep enough. What you haven't got is a big enough vision to go for, to pull yourself out of where you are. But if you don't pull yourself out of where you are, you're going to remain where you are. So it's your choice. This is hard hitting, I know, but I want to wake you up. Wake up now before you wake up when you die. Wake up now to your greatness. You're awesome. So you have this cybernetic instrument inside you. And so let's talk about the heating system. So we've got like 70 degrees. We've set the heating system at 70 degrees. And then somebody comes along and opens up the door and it goes down to 65. And so what happens is that it comes on automatically, doesn't it? And it brings the room temperature back up to 70 and then it switches off. That's exactly what happens to your results. You get results, you don't. You get, you don't. You get, you don't. It's the same as happiness. Happiness, no happy. Happy, no happy. Money, no money. But you have your own current. You have your own currency. You don't know how to change it. And more knowledge is not changing it. Not at all. More knowledge suppresses it. More knowledge and being busy and working harder is actually counteracting and holding you in place. Ease, flow, and joy is what I want to do. I want to bring you to ease, flow, and joy. So let's think about if you want to lose weight. So your self-image is actually in your subconscious. Remember I've said before about, 98% is in your subconscious, 2% in your conscious. And so you're holding a self-image of yourself in your subconscious and you're overweight. But you see, you make a decision to diet in your conscious brain and you do everything that it takes to get there. And you do lose weight. We do get results, don't we? But then what happens? They all go back on again. You didn't change your cybernetic instrument of your self-image because you identify yourself as an overweight person rather than identifying yourself as somebody who's slim. So let's think about this in terms of money. Do you identify with debt? No, I don't. Yeah, consciously you're not. But what's your story? I can't afford. So you do all your affirmations. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. And then you go out and somebody asks you to do something. You go, I can't afford that. Boom, right there. You just wiped it all out. I know this because I did it. I did it. But not anymore. I have to keep catching myself though. It's something that's almost like it doesn't go away. There's some things that's knocking at the door and you've got to be like on guard 100%. Like, let me tell you about, you think it's difficult to change your thinking. Well, is it more difficult? So my mum, whenever she was, anyway, I'll tell you the story. So she was afraid of falling because my nanny fell at the age of 76. And when she fell, she broke her hip and she died. And so my mum from the age of 70 was then petrified that she would actually fall. And I said, well, mummy, instead of saying that, like I'm going to fall, why don't you say, oh, this table's really solid to hold on to. This door handle here is really solid to hold on to. Why don't we do that? And she goes, for goodness sake, that's just so much effort thinking like that. Well, was it more effort falling and breaking her hip and dying at the age of 76? Like, I'm sorry, but broken hips don't run in the family because my Auntie Sheila did exactly the same thing at 76. What stories are you telling yourself? Isn't it easier and to learn now to tell a story and identify with the story of somebody who's got money and stop repeating the stories? I haven't got enough. Because guess what? What happens in the next now? I haven't got enough. And I'm going to stop saying that because I don't want to be even hearing that for myself. Because as I speak, there's the power in my words, the power in your words. When you say that, you can feel all the emotion that's attached to it. But I have enough. I have everything I've ever wanted. I have enough. I have everything I ever wanted. Wow. How much more powerful if you said that to yourself every day? So let's think of your self-image again as a salesperson. You're all in business here. And if you think, well, I'm not in sales, I don't care who you are, you're in sales. You're selling to me that you haven't got enough money. You're selling to your children that you're the best parents. You're selling to your husband that you're the best wife. You're selling, I don't know, you're selling all the time. We just are. You don't even realize it. But what is your self-image? What are your results? I mean, and if you say to me that, I'm not a salesperson and you're in business, well, I hate to tell you, without anything being sold, you haven't got a business. And you know the reason I know that, and being such a smart ass about it, is because it didn't dawn on me that I was in sales, even though I'm a coach. I'm not sales, I'm a coach. And then I went, oh my goodness, actually, coaches, we sell our ideas all the time. That what I know to be true is true. What I know to be true is true for me. I want you to find your truth for you. But only you can decide what that is. Only you can decide. So what are you deciding right now even? Because sometimes we just even have to decide that we're worth it. I know. I didn't even think I was worth it. You've just got to decide that your goal is big enough and that you do not want to be 90 years old trying to figure this out then. You don't even want to be figuring this out in 10 years' time. You don't want to be figuring it out in 5 years' time. You want to be figuring it out right here and right now. But there's something else. I put my slides in a different order. We're going to put them back again. Here's 2 things I want to show you. So I know what happens, okay? So you know our little stick person here. You see, you can't escape a prison unless you know you're in one. And so what happens, especially, you know, people who are in corporate, this is what I've found, is that you think you're happy in your job. I mean, just like Catherine did, she's earning 200K. So she's got the nice car, she's got the nice house. So everybody thinks everything's okay, but she's not, she's trapped because she's going, well, I can't get out of this job because I've got all this relying on me. And so you start to, you know, think of a new idea and it pops in there. But because you don't get emotionally involved with it, it's still in your system. You're still the X idea. You're still with the old paradigm. And you can work as hard as you want. But until you get emotionally involved, now we're not getting emotionally involved moving from 3,000 to 6,000 a month, are we? But my goodness, we could get emotionally involved if we work for 36 a month. Oh, now I'm starting to kick some ass here. Yeah. And so you start to think about that. But then, you know, whenever your paradigm's kicking off because you shrink right back and go, oh my goodness, there's no way I couldn't do that. What's the point? What's the point? So you don't even get on the plane. So, you know, whenever like, you know, we offer you a program or anything, it's not the program you want. You want the end result. It's like if you were to go from London to Dubai, like I don't want the plane. I just want to know that the plane is going to get me to Dubai comfortably, nicely, first class. Thank you very much. And I want to be in Dubai all happy. But you see, you don't even get on the plane. You bounce back from that terror barrier. How many times are you going to do that? How many times are you going to bounce back? How many times have you done it? See, what we want to do is recognize where you are. Really look at your life, look at your results. Do you want these in 10 years' time? Oh, you'll have different circumstances, but more or less out, it's going to just be the same pattern. Or you can start to really entertain your dreams that you thought about. I am so happy and grateful now that. Big ones that you, oh my goodness, if that happened in my life, that would just be the best. This is not a trial run. Apparently you do get to come back, but you come back with the same consciousness and you got to start it all over again. Are you kidding me? I'm getting it sorted in this lifetime. I am not coming back to do what I just did. Not a chance in heck. That's 50 years. No way. When I'm coming back flipping enlightened. Either that or I'm on another planet. I don't care, but I am not coming back doing what I did. So I'm getting it sorted in this lifetime. Who's with me? Who wants to get this sorted in this lifetime? Who wants to get this sorted in this lifetime, right here, right now, not in 5 months, not in 10 years, not in 5 years, not when you're 90, but you change the world here now for you and for your family. Because let me tell you, freedom is on the other side of saying yes and stepping forward. Whatever you saw there, but only you can commit to that. Do you hear me? Only you can commit to that. You commit to your goal. You commit to you. Nobody's asking you to do anything else. But you've got to be 100% freaking hell, Sheena, I'm making this happen. Now, my link is going to be put up here on the Zoom chat. And if that is you, you're ready to make it happen before I even do Thursday and Friday, get on a call with me. Put that link up. But if you sit there and you think again, oh, I'm not sure, you need to go back to your drawing board. You need to go back to your vision. It is not big enough. Listen, we can bring you peace. I don't bring it to you. You bring it to you. You're the one who gets on the plane. You're the one who does the journey. You're the one who gets to where you want to go. So my link is put up here. And I know you're on here before I say anything more the rest of this week. Now is the accepted time. 100% right now. Is that you? So I said this week, I was going to talk to you about, acknowledging and accepting. We did that. Acknowledge, accept where you are now and who you are now. Put your attention on what you want. Now, the allow and the appreciate is allow your gift to come. And if you don't feel good thinking about your gift, you haven't gone big enough. Bob Proctor says you wouldn't want it if it wasn't already yours. Please do not deny the gift you've seen, that greatness that you saw inside of you. Oh my goodness, like I can feel it. My heart just literally flipped over then. I see that greatness in you. And I just see a story that you might want to tell me. Sure, let's make up a better story. What story would you like to have? What story would you like to be saying to your grandkids at the age of 90? What story would you like to be telling them? Allow the gift to come through. Allow yourself to believe you're worthy. And you know the biggest one? Appreciate yourself. Because guess what? What you appreciate appreciates. And as Jim Rohn said, that your success, your financial independence is going to come from your own personal resources. You have everything inside you. And tomorrow, yeah, we've got more. And I'm going to literally show you the plane. I'm going to show you the plane. Listen, it's got leather seats and everything. It's got a wee place where you can have a shower. There's 12 seats on it. I'm going to sit you on each of the 12 seats of this plane. It is a super plane. You know what color it is on the outside? It's red. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful plane. And I'm going to sit you on that plane. And I'm going to sit you through 12 seats that will take you to where you want to go. I'm so excited to share that journey with you. You've got things in your workbook. Book a call with me now, or book a call with your success advisor that you've already had maybe a call with. Have you got clarity on where you're going? I wanted pinpointed accuracy as to where you're going. You'd never get in your car and put a generic sat nav in, would you? You'd put a postcode in. Well, we want the postcode. And if you don't know the exact postcode, well, at least you know the town you're going to. I want you to be that clear. So then we know where we're going tomorrow, where I'm going to take you on the plane tomorrow. It is going to be so, so good. So these next 2 days, they just get bigger and better. Yeah, they just get bigger and better. So thank you so much for your time. So your homework tonight will be to allow and appreciate. Allow you to feel good and appreciate everything that you have already achieved in your life, and appreciate the visions that are coming through to you when you give yourself that time. And I will speak to you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye now.